true, Barbara.
Welcome back to the Deadlight Society. I am Adam.
And I suppose I am Michael.
You suppose, or are you?
No, I suppose.
Okay, because we're going into this, Michael, and we can't have you second guessing who you are.
You're right. That wouldn't be very cool of me.
It will be cash money of you, as the kids say.
Very cash money. You're right. Okay. Sorry. Fast forward a little bit. We're reviewing Krampus this week, trying to get into the holiday spirit a little bit early here, but then reversing for next week's movie and going more Thanksgiving.
We didn't know what we wanted to do. We were just like, it's holiday, close enough, but is there really that many Thanksgiving horror movies? There's at least
Not
4.
really.
There's 4 at least
Yeah.
that I know of that we could have filled the month with. There's Thanksgiving, there's Pilgrim, there's Poultrygeist, and then Blood Feast, which we'll be doing next week.
Yeah. So that's really it, which is kind of surprising that there's a lacking of Thanksgiving horror movies. That surprises me.
Get the fuck on it, directors. We need more harvesty stuff. I guess
That's
you
true.
could, at the same time, though, you could lump Midsummer. Yeah, it's a summer movie, but it's still, a festival of celebration. So you could
get that out. We want to forget about that movie.
I know,
We'll talk about
but
that.
the
Don't bring
concept
it up.
of it, you can add The Wicker Man, you can put Midsummer all within this kind of, harvesty, weird time. That's between
I suppose,
Halloween and Christmas, because fuck everything.
Gross. Yeah.
Halloween
Okay.
went by too fast this year.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. I feel like it always does, though. I don't know why. I just feel like you just
you plan up for everything every single year, and then
Yeah.
it goes by, and what feels like a fucking week, the entire month is just gone. It's like,
and you didn't get to do anything. So.
all of those things
Yep.
I had planned.
But no, we're gonna jump this week into some holiday spirit with Krampus here. This movie came out in 2015, and it's currently streaming on Peacock right now. If you have a Peacock account, or if you have, what is it, Xfinity, I think Peacock comes with, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. You can watch it on there. It is rated PG-13, which kind of surprised me. I was hoping for an R.
It didn't really surprise me at all.
When I was...
No,
Go ahead.
No.
Okay, well, when I was reading the trivia for it, he said that the only reason that it had to be PG-13 was because nobody was picking up on it with a more graphic, I guess because there's a lot of controversy that surrounded other Christmas horror movies. So it wasn't until
Well, that's the fucking thing that I wanted to bring up, when we got into the movie a little more, is how fucking retarded, the world is, where we have to be every single Christmas movie has to be family friendly. Every single Christmas movie has to be, able for kids to watch because it comes out around the holidays and all these families will be spending time together. No.
Yeah.
Make whatever fucking movie you want to make. It's fucking... I hate it. I hate studios. Studios are the fucking scourge of existence.
Yeah, and that's I kind of I liked this movie. I definitely liked it.
Yeah,
It's definitely a fear for me. I can give you that right away in the beginning here, but I would have loved to have seen it more graphic, just as a more R rating. And actually, again, reading the trivia here, there was one that said something about they almost got in trouble with the scene where one of the ants in here, she spiked the eggnog or whatever, and let the kids try it. That was almost too much to put in the film of showing them actually sipping it, so they almost got in trouble with that, but I guess they kind of let it slide.
So fucking dumb. They act like that's not a real thing that happens in daily life.
Yeah, so just got to be real careful with what they put in here, I guess, which, I get it for a PG-13 rating, but I would love to see a Krampus movie that's rated R. That's just throwing that out there for anybody.
After this came out, then there was all those fucking straight to DVD, whatever fucking indie films and stuff that were going off of the Krampus lore.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're indie films, so they didn't get the attention that this one got. Like when I think of Krampus, I immediately went to this movie, and it's PG-13. Like I want a mainstream Krampus movie that's R and like extreme, like Terrifier, but Krampus. Give me Art the Clown, but make him a spooky.
I don't think we need
Santa
a
Claus.
slasher fucking villain Krampus though.
Why not? You can't tell me that wouldn't be fun.
By the way, I searched Krampus on Tubi. There is literally 10 Krampus movies that aren't this one.
Okay,
It's ridiculous.
maybe you have to try some of those. I'm sure some of those are graphic.
Yeah, they look it.
All right, so that's what I'll be doing.
There's
around the
3
holiday season.
just from 2018.
Damn. All right. Okay, I guess I take that back. Maybe they have been working on it.
I think we have a fucking series to go down, actually.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely gonna check some of them out for sure. But no, this one came out in 2015, and it made 61.5 million at the box office. So, and it also won 4 awards and was nominated for 14 altogether. So, not too bad. Like I said, definitely I enjoyed this movie. So, I mean, I could see it. And ratings for this, just right off the bat here: Rotten Tomatoes is 66%, IMDb is 6.2 out of 10, and Google a 75%. So, decent. Wouldn't say anything wrong there. I'd agree with those for the most part. So, and for those of you who don't know what Krampus is, should I let you take that away since you're the German here?
Yeah, I don't. Do you want to fucking? No, it's fine. I'll fucking go through the lore. As my grandmother once, actually, my grandmother didn't really go into Krampus. I was talking to Michael before the podcast about the other Christmas demons because there's a lot.
Yeah, that surprised me.
But if anyone does not know, Krampus is literally Santa's helper, essentially, but he's a demon. And all the naughty kids of the world, they get stuffed into a bag and beaten with sticks.
Yeah,
literally.
That's about it.
Like what my grandmother was saying the one time, there was literally groups of people. They still kind of do it, but not as extreme. But there was groups of people who would go around, take bad kids, put them in sacks, and beat them with fucking wicker sticks.
Well,
it's so horrible, but so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is German folklore at its finest.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely heard of it before watching this movie, so it's not like it was new to me. But like when you sang about all the other different ones that they have, and I was like, yeah, that's new to me. I'm not German. I didn't have any German relatives, so I mean that makes sense that you would know that, and I didn't. But definitely interesting. The folklore here.
It makes you not appreciate Christmas as much because you're like, I'm either going to be tortured or I'm going to enjoy the day, and it's up in the air which one is which.
Better behave, that's all.
I think Krampus is just an excuse for fucking parents to beat their kids around the holidays. That's all I think.
I mean,
Krampus
maybe.
is.
Maybe you're not off. Yeah, maybe you're not too far off from that. But I mean, I like the idea of that though, because like, you tell obviously the story of Santa Claus to your kids every year, and like, oh, he's making the list and he's checking it twice, and it's like, tell him about Krampus. He's checking it too.
Except he's gonna bring you to the fucking underworld.
Yeah.
That's like Germans take everything to an extreme, like genocides, fucking Christmas.
I mean, yeah. I would fucking say so. Yeah.
Dungeon porn, like it's everything.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But no, that's really the story here. This movie is just this family kind of centers around Max is the I guess you'd call him the main character here. He's this little kid,
Yeah.
and he just wants a normal family fucking Christmas. Like, it just the past few years, everything has gone to shit, and it's just so much like chaos when all his family gets together. Like his aunt, his uncle come, and they bring their 3 kids that they have, and it just gets worse and worse every year. And he like still believes in Santa Claus. He writes a note to Santa that basically just says like, all I want for Christmas is like my family back and everything to be normal. Like he didn't ask for any material things. Like he just wanted his mom and dad to love each other again. He wanted him and his sister to, like be pals again. Like it was this kind of like heartfelt thing. And one of his cousins like reads it aloud at the dinner table, and kind of they just like mock him, and then he kind of ends up just like
Well, the fucking
taking
letter
it back.
outs the entire family and their fucking
Yeah.
problems.
It does. It does. But then he ends up just like, taking the note back, whatever, going up to his room crying. And I think he like rips it up or crumbles it up, whatever he does with it. And just kind of like, it's basically just fed up and like, fuck this, like, fuck Santa. Like, so it just, that's sort of the curse of, or the folklore here of Krampus comes in, and he just kind of takes a hold of this family that isn't appreciating anything anymore. And I think one of my favorite quotes here that I definitely related to that Max says in this is he's talking to his dad, and he's like, "Why do we have to put up with their crap just because we share DNA?" And I was just like, I get that, Max. I get it.
Didn't he like? Oh, that's kind of a good question. Like, didn't he kind of get that face?
Yeah, he did. He was just kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, but like they're family. Like that's you just got to put up with them, and that's always the reason. Like this is not just unique to this family. This happens all around the fucking world in real life, and that's always the answer. Oh, well, they're family.
Blood is thicker than water.
Yeah, and I fucking hate that shit. Yeah. I hate it. Like,
I do too.
Like, for those of you who know me personally and like very personally, like, like, I don't fuck around with that. Like, if you've crossed me, I don't care if you're blood or what. Like, you're not invited. Like, don't come. Don't like. It's just not a thing. So,
I mean, that sounds way more threatening.
I got that.
If you cross me.
I mean, literally though, it's like if I don't give like second and third chances, like maybe a second chance, but like once you like ruin the second chance, like what else is there for me to give you? Yeah. Like it just, and I get it. Like this, when Max said that, I was just like, see, somebody else gets it. But no, I don't want to go too far into it though. We'll give you guys a little trailer here, and I'm also going to we'll link the trailer in the description, but I'm also going to link there's a quick 4-minute video that I was watching earlier of like the effects in this movie and like how they made some of the monsters in here and just the special effects, digital effects, and practical effects that they did. It's only like 4 minutes long, so it's really not long, but I thought it was interesting, so I will link that as well if you guys want to go check that out. But I think that's all. We'll give you your trailer, and then we'll be back with some spoilers here. Unless you have anything else to add, like horror news or anything else.
Well, there's fucking nothing besides Jordan Peele. His company's deciding to go into audio horror by making a spooky podcast. So that's the only horror news for this week. We'll just hop right into the trailer then.
All right, sounds good to me. So we will see you shortly here for some spoilers.
All right, see you after the trailer.
The kids jingle bells.
Merry Christmas!
Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
This is delicious, honey.
A little dry.
Well, mine's delicious.
Mine's dry.
Do you want to trade?
It's Christmas. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
How we were going to survive Christmas with 12 people stuck in a house with no heat and no electricity.
Or food.
There's plenty of leftovers, Howard.
Beer it is.
It's the weirdest thing. There's no cars, no people.
How long can this keep up?
We heard something on the roof.
The hell's this?
St. Nicholas. is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Those are hooves. Elk?
Or a goat? What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
His name is Krampus. He and his helpers did not come to give, but to take.
Everybody, hold on to each other.
He is the shadow of Saint Nicholas.
It's Christmas. Nothing bad's gonna happen on Christmas.
Alrighty, and we're back here, part 2. Spoilers ahead, as we said. I think we're gonna jump right into the ending here. Just because, for those of you who have seen it, you know this ends as basically everybody dies, which is kind of wild to me. Adam said to me before we started doing the episode, he's like, "Can you mark off who all died in here?" And I'm like, "They all died." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I guess." And that's kind of the ending here. There's 2 theories for it. So just going to go into those 2 theories real quick and kind of talk about what we kind of think could be more practical here, because Michael Dougherty has heard both like opinions on the ending, and he hasn't given a green light on either theory. Like he's kind of just left it up to interpretation.
I love you, Michael Dougherty. Fucking tell us, please.
Yes. He's left it up to our interpretation. So I kind of wanted to dive into that a little bit and just kind of discuss it here. So theory 1 is that the Engel family, both families there, they died and they're trapped in the snow globe, and they're condemned to repeat Christmas morning for eternity in a twisted version of hell. So everybody died, nobody survived. They're trapped in the snow globe forever, repeating Christmas morning. That's theory 1. And then theory 2 is that they were given a second chance, and the snow globe is Krampus's ways of watching over them and making sure that, you know, the second chance that he's given them, they're taking advantage of it, and they're, I guess, being more family-like and, you know, nice instead of naughty. So what do you think?
I think Krampus is already like, I already gave your fucking grandmother a shot. She obviously didn't learn and teach this fucking lesson to you guys, so like, you're fucked.
See, and that's kind of where I'm at too, but then there's another, like, within the second fan theory here, the only reason that it would make logical sense is that the difference between those 2 scenarios was that the grandmother didn't confront Krampus, whereas Max at the end of this confronted him, and he's like, "I'm sorry." He's like, "I take it back. Like, please just give me my family back." Whereas the grandma, she didn't have the courage to confront him. So that's where they're trying to say, like, okay, well, Max asked for a second chance, so Krampus gave him a second chance with his family to try to see if they're gonna, you know, behave this time. So with that said,
what was the grandmother? Like, the grandmother was already given a second chance. Like, her parents died, yeah, but like, she was personally given a second chance. So like, wouldn't she already be like, "Yo, bitch, you're on your last fucking straw with me. The next time I have to fucking come down here, like, you're gone." And because she was with Max, I assume that like they're just dead.
I can see that, but in the same breath, no, because like he was gonna leave Max alone. Like, he let Max live, and then Max came and found them and was like, "Give me my family back. Like, I'm sorry." It's like, "I didn't mean, like, I want my family back." And that's when he throws him into the fire pit too, and then they all wake up the next morning.
Well, that's the thing too, is he was gonna give him the same chance that he gave his grandmother by killing off his family and then leaving just him to spread the word. But he confronted him, so obviously he's gonna go too. he wanted his family, so like he's going to be put with his
Get his
family
family.
like in hell.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit my very first watching of this, before I read the two different theories there, I definitely thought more of the first one, that they're kind of trapped in this snow globe and it's kind of like they're going to repeat this day every day and that's just what it is. That's definitely where my mind went with the ending. And then when I read the second theory, I was just like, well, I mean, I guess it could be either or, but that's why it's frustrating that he hasn't commented on which one's the accurate ending. He's kind of just left it up to like, oh, whatever you think is how it ended, that's how it ended. It's like, well, that doesn't help.
I get it. I really do. Like, horror directors do this shit all the time because they want to make it like personally scary for like people, and it makes like more of a lasting effect on them, especially like leaving you pondering it and like spinning around in your head like, what does it fucking mean? Like, it creates a sense of it being more and more scary and real than it actually is. Yeah. So that's why he's doing it. But fuck you, tell us what the fuck you mean.
Yeah, I'm going to read a little. This is a trivia thing that has both theories here, and I'm going to read a little insert from that. It says, although writer-director Michael Dougherty has refused to confirm which theory is true, the tie-in comic book Shadow of St. Nicholas confirms that the happy ending is the true one. The comic has murdered characters resurrected without any hint of a twist, showing that Krampus is willing to give people a second chance as long as they prove they've learned their lesson. And that's why I said about unlike his grandmother, Max was brave enough to confront Krampus and prove he'd learned his lesson, which was why Max and his family returned and the grandmothers didn't. And Dougherty said either is possible. So it really is up to our interpretation of it, but I don't know. I like either.
Fuck the happy ending. I'm a fucking pessimist.
Yep.
We're going with the bad one.
I mean, that's like I said, that's where my mind went immediately, was that they were trapped in the snow globe. Like, I didn't even think of a possible like alternative ending to that. But once I read it, I was like, I mean, I can see it.
Combine those theories though, and I think you just get the real ending of the movie.
That's fair, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but I just wanted to start with that because I feel like it would be good talking points, and I feel like we got a pretty good conversation from that. So, what do you think is your favorite part in this movie? Do you have a favorite part? Do you have a favorite like toy villain?
I don't know. I don't think so, really. Like, it's all what I expect it to be. Like, I came in with like, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I think. But, like, watching it again, I came in with really no expectation of anything. And I think just having that, it's like everything that I expected it to be at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's
like,
fair.
it's a fucking Krampus movie. Like, what do you want?
I feel like if I had a pick of like the creepiest one, if you're not counting Krampus himself, because he's fucking weird looking, especially with that tongue. Jesus Christ. But if I didn't count him, I think there's the one, like, I don't even know what it's like, almost like a Jack in the Box thing, like that big, you know what I'm talking about, like the big
the worm
looking thing.
Yeah.
That one was creepy.
That's the scariest one. Yeah.
That one was definitely creepy. And so was the little angel then that swoops down, because that one also had like a weird ass tongue that was like going in the mom's ear, and I was just like, oh, gross. Talk about a wet fucking willy.
Was she fucking licking her ear, or was she like biting?
The way I just saw it, it was like her tongue, like the little angel's tongue was like, I don't know if it actually got to her ear or not, but it was definitely the side of her face, and like the ear was definitely at least touching it. There's no way it wasn't. I don't know if it was directly in the ear, but it was definitely touching it. I don't think she bit her face that I saw, but I definitely saw the tongue. It was fucking weird. Let me see here. I'm just trying to go through some of the trivia that I wrote down. Another little fun fact here that I thought was interesting was that the snow on the ground was actually made from material that's usually used for diapers. And when I read that, I was kind of thinking about it, and I'm just like that had to have been like slushy and gross. like to walk in. Like that just had to be
Yeah,
nasty.
if it gets wet, then that's fucked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
guess if
said
it's
to
not
Michael
wet,
when he
but-
brought this up, at least it's not asbestos like it was for the Wizard of Oz.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely could have been worse, but that's just like weird to me that it was, diapers. Essentially, was the fucking snow.
Are diapers fire retardant?
I think some are. I don't know if all of them are. 'Cause I know there's definitely like organic types and like people who are all into making sure everything's organic and natural or whatever. And there's certain ones that are like, yeah, I think I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be all of them. I don't have kids yet, so I have no idea. Being honest.
There's a gel used in diapers that is fire retardant.
Okay, cool.
So possibly.
So the rest of the baby gets burned, but the butt's all right.
I was thinking more of the aspect of maybe the fucking powder or whatever was treated with that, so it kind of works like asbestos would, because that's non-flammable.
Uh-huh. Well,
So
two different directions. It's all right. It happens.
yeah, we don't want fucking flash and burn either way.
No, you're right. Let me see here. I guess another little fun fact here is that the sister Beth in here, which is the main character Max, that's his older sister in here. She's actually the real life sister of the actress in here that plays what's her name? Hold on, I just saw it. Stevie, sorry. Which is the aunt and uncle, one of their daughters, but they're actually real life sisters, which I thought was interesting, and I definitely didn't notice that, but watching it back now I can definitely see the resemblance, so that makes sense.
We were talking about it earlier too, just as like, oh, where does this movie actually take place? It's so vaguely Pennsylvania that it's like it has to just be Pennsylvania. Number one, there's not really anywhere else in the country where like German's still spoken so outwardly than Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The uncle and shit is from Pittsburgh, and the last name Engel. Like fucking half of Pennsylvania's last name is Engel.
That's true.
So like it just has to be taking place here.
It very well much so could. And two, the angle thing, that's I saw in the trivia as well. That's it means like angel, I think, in German.
Yes. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm trying to see if I can find it here anywhere, because I thought I saw it in the trivia somewhere about where, because I don't think he confirmed either where it took place. I think it was just kind of left up to interpretation again, if I'm not wrong. But it gave I thought I saw it in the trivia. I'm gonna try and look through it real quick and see if I can find it again. But
it has to
I
be
don't
like
remember.
Ohio or Pennsylvania. It's the only two areas where I think, because Ohio still has a high Amish population too, so I guess German's still spoken there to an extent. But Pennsylvania, it's kind of known for its Pennsylvania German heritage.
I'm just trying to look through, see if I see it. So give me 2 seconds, trying to see if I see it. Because I know I read something about it, and I just don't remember what I read because it's not one of the ones that I clipped to include, which I should have. But then that makes me also think that it didn't say where. But I don't remember. And it was Ohio.
Fucking knew it!
I was
called
reading
it.
I finally found it, so it took me a second, but it just said something about on the TV or whatever, one of the cutscenes, the father hears a blizzard warning for the central Ohio area that covers Franklin County, Delaware County, Ramona Falls, and Warren Valley. And Warren Valley is a fake place that is a fictional town where Trick or Treat took place, but the other ones are kind of like the greater or near the greater Columbus metro. So it's Ohio is technically where this takes place.
I'm just glad everybody got to see, or at least listen live, how my brain logics its way through things.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Be like, well, this will lead to this, which is this.
Pretty spot on. This wasn't PA, but you're close. So
I said Ohio after. I was like, it has to be PA, Ohio.
you're close. Um, but I think that was, I mean, a lot of the well, not a lot, but some of the trivia that I had here, I mentioned in the beginning here. Just like the folklore itself and like the controversy that surrounds other Christmas movies or whatever. So we kind of mentioned some of that. I guess I'll just kind of go into some other just general likes and dislikes. My only dislike was that I wanted an R-rated version. I think that's really all I had for my dislikes. Um, I guess we could do fear or flop too real quick. For me, definitely a fear, and I think I give it like a fear 6 for me.
I might get a fear 7 or 8.
Okay. All right, that checks out. Yeah, like I said, the only thing I didn't like was that I wanted an R-rated version, but I guess Tubi has some, so I'm gonna go check those out.
They're gonna be worse, but yeah, check them out.
Probably, yeah.
They're-
I'm definitely
they're free.
anticipating that, but definitely see that. But really, I like the effects in this movie as well. And from some of the interviews that I was reading, they tried to do more practical effects, which is also nice to see. They have a lot of puppets and some puppeteers in here, so that's always nice to see instead of just going right to CGI, which obviously they do for certain things, like the gingerbread men in here. Those were like CGI when you see them running or whatever. So like they definitely use both, but I love when you can see the practical effects. And even when I watched the interview, like he said, like, yeah, you can do CGI for stuff, but it doesn't give you the same reaction as like a practical effect would give you, like you see the puppet on set and you can actually get a real reaction. Whereas if you're using just CGI, like you kind of have to just imagine that it's there. And like, yeah, you can, if you're a good actor, you can still get a good reaction from that. But just having something there to see, I think definitely makes movies a lot better.
Michael Dougherty
you can definitely see that.
understands the Jurassic Park way of making movies, and you need both CGI and practical effects to make a good movie in modern age.
100%.
Like Jurassic Park in the 90s set that tone for this is how you do effects. Like you have your puppets, you have your CGI still in there, but combining the two, it creates a way more realistic image than it would without.
Yep. 100%. Which is something that I really appreciate about this. And he said in the interview as well that like even like how it did it with when they dressed Bill Skarsgård up and he didn't let the cast see what Pennywise really looked like until they were filming. He took inspiration from, he said, the Alien movie in this one, where like they didn't let the cast see the chest alien or whatever that pops out, and they kind of got like the real reaction to that. That's kind of what he was aiming for with this as well. So
I hate that you said chest alien. What the fuck?
Huh?
I hate that you said chest alien when it's fucking chest burster. Like you were one fucking word off.
Sorry. I talk too fast sometimes, and I'm kind of like using like half of my brain right now.
Do you still have the fucking movie playing in the background?
I do, yes, but I'm not
God
looking
damn
at it. I'm not looking at it. But you know what I meant. You knew exactly what I meant, so it works. It's fine. You all know what I meant.
Michael, we have a horror podcast. You need to know chest burster.
Sorry. Well, I mean, technically, is a little alien, no? Like, is it not the same fucking thing?
Chest alien versus chest burster, Michael. One sounds like a 5-year-old explaining. The other sounds like a proper fucking nerdy sci-fi term.
Can we not agree that most of the things I explain is like a 5-year-old explaining it?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of our whole shtick here.
Yeah, that checks out, does it not? Yeah. So fuck off. How about that? Let me see. I think that was like I wanted to talk about the animated flashback because I liked that too. It gave me like Coraline vibes, which I thought was really dope, even though it was only like 30-45 seconds long.
I was not expecting it, but then I should have expected it because of Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
I was like, wait. That's right. Like, I was mad at it at first, but then I realized, this is Michael Dougherty that we're watching a movie from, so this should be expected.
I just thought it was really cool, the way that they did that, and like how they had like the grandmother's character as like the only like 3D character there, and the rest were kind of just like shadows. I don't know why, but I'm a sucker for shadows. Like when you put shadow puppets and shit, like even in Candyman, the second, or not the second, the remake that they just did that we watched before, that movie wasn't necessarily a fear from me, but like that part of it, like the shadow puppeteer and stuff, like I fucking love that. I don't know why, but like that just makes a movie like 10 times more dope for me.
I think it's a horror movie fan thing because I've heard that multiple times from people. But I think also
Yeah.
for us, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows like solidified that
Yeah.
for us when we were young enough.
Probably. That's true, yeah. That's true.
That whole
But yeah,
sequence
no,
is so fucking good too.
Yeah, I don't know, there's something about it that I just fucking love that shit. So I love
No,
to see
I
that
get
in
it.
here.
I
And
get it entirely.
definitely, I didn't expect it either. Like when that scene kind of came on, because nothing else kind of, but like you said, Trick or Treat should have gave that away. But like nothing else in this movie was animated, so I just wasn't expecting the flashback to be animated. But it was definitely appreciated, and I liked that. So
Well, number one, it stops any sort, like, it creates that kind of fantasy world vibe to it. And number
Yeah.
two, it's cheaper. Like, maybe
Yeah.
not because you're sitting there animating shit for hours, but, like, you don't have to have younger actors. You don't have to have all this extra shit to make a flashback sequence. You can just do it in animation, and it's good. Like, it fits, especially with
Yeah.
this type of story. Like, it's
Yeah.
a Christmas story.
liked
It's
it.
gonna have weird sort of flashbacky things.
Yeah, thought it was cool. But I think that's all I have for my likes and dislikes. I mean, I don't know if you want to go into anything like specific that you liked or didn't like about this.
There's not much I didn't like. Like, I don't think I actually did dislike anything.
Yeah,
Like, it's one of
that's
those
the
rare
only
movies
thing I
where I
had
don't
was
have
the
any
rating.
complaints. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely liked it a lot. And I tried to watch this like once before, probably like right after it came out, and I don't know why I don't remember anything from it. So I probably didn't get all the way through it, or just I don't know, I was doing something else. But definitely one that I'm gonna watch like every fucking holiday season from now on. So
Oh yeah, 100%. He made a fucking Christmas classic with this movie.
yeah, it's really good. I definitely like it. If you have not seen it, definitely go watch it. Obviously, you just listened to all of our spoilers, but still go watch it. It's pretty cool. But if you don't have anything else to add, I think that might be all for this week then.
I think we're done.
All right. So, yeah, that's it for this week. We're going to go, like we said in the beginning here, we're going to go to a more Thanksgiving feel for next week, which actually kind of lines up because then the following week is like Thanksgiving week. So that's kind of like perfect timing. So we're going to Blood Freak, which is a
Blood Feast
1970.
earlier?
Huh?
I think I said Blood Feast earlier when I was talking about this, but yeah, Blood Freak.
I don't remember. You may have, but yeah, no, Blood Freak. It's 1972. I have never seen it, and I had never heard of it before yesterday when I was looking up stuff. But the plot of it seems interesting, and I'm hoping I'm going to like it. We all know me; I don't really like older movies sometimes because of the acting, and this one definitely wasn't. It only had a $25,000 budget, so I'm really not anticipating a great movie, but still excited to watch it.
I'm anticipating a new favorite. Like,
yeah, no, not me.
You sent me the description of this and Poltergeist like 2 or 3 or something like that, and like I was not sold on this movie at all. And then I read 1972, $25,000 budget. I was like, "Fuck yes, we're watching this."
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going into this hoping for much, but I'm at least hoping that I'm gonna get through it and like it enough to be able to talk about it.
It's gonna be fun.
I like the plot.
Yeah.
The summary seems fine. So like, I don't know. We'll go for it. But that's next week for you guys. I think that's it. I don't think I have any other news or anything. Since we didn't have an episode last week, I did post some more shorts on TikTok and YouTube as well, just some more horror movies that you guys can watch. Kind of going down the line of like Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, all those like top 10 horror movies that are on those sites, which are obviously just like my opinion. So there's definitely better ones on there. It's just like my top 10. So definitely
do that.
Huh?
I still gotta go through and do the same thing.
Yeah, so we'll be posting those just to kind of have something out there for you guys so that we're not like completely absent when we're absent, because that happens more often than, we were anticipating. Like, when we started the podcast, we're like, yeah, every week, like, we got this, we can do like so much. And then we kind of get a few months into it, and yeah, life was kind of just like, you thought, like, so,
That's the world's way of saying, hey, don't do that thing that may or may not lead to success.
Yeah,
You're
so like
shit on.
Yeah, so we try to post we try to keep up with the podcast as much as we can. So for when we don't have episodes every single week, I'm at least now trying to do the shorts so that we have something out there, generating some views and some just general feedback. So definitely go check those out for us. And just as always, thanks for listening to us if you've made it this far. And we'll see you next week for Blood Freak.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.